I am Batman. Average Sniper.
Hey, what's up everybody? Average Sniper here, and welcome to another PUBG for Xbox One video. And in this video, I would like to basically respond to a lot of the comments I got on my last video where I talked about a strategy for winning. I've made a couple videos about strategies for winning, and one of the most common requests I get is, can you make a strategy guide for getting more kills per match and winning? Because winning is always good. Well, guys, this is it. This is how I'm just going to walk you through my thought process as I play this game, and hopefully it helps. So I land in a place where I'm going to expect some more people to be. At this particular point in the game, I landed at the mansion, picked up a shotgun. I heard a guy down here, went to shoot him, and then he went through a wall. And then I finally got him. So obviously his walls weren't rendered in yet. It's very important at the very beginning to take out the threats that are close to you. You don't want those guys getting guns and getting armor and becoming a real threat to you. So keep your ears open and listen. Right here, this guy was waiting for me. He surprised me. I couldn't even see him. I couldn't even see that guy, but I saw where the shots were coming from, so I just sprayed my gun up there where I thought his head would be and got the headshot. So I don't think that guy was wearing a helmet, or else he got two-tapped by it. So one of the most critical parts of the game is the very first part, you know, where everybody's trying to loot. You got people that are close to you. You're trying to loot. You're trying to get better armor and all this stuff. Now, I go to loot this guy, and I hear some sounds, and that's a guy in the garage building. So make sure you listen for those sounds. The way he reacted right there makes me think he probably sees me, but I clearly have an advantage because I have the high ground, I have the window, and I can see him wherever he pops up. And so I'm basically just going to sit here and wait for him to, you know, show himself. And of course he does. I could see he didn't even have a helmet. He wasn't that big of a threat, but now we're 3 kills in and the game has just started. So now I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to go loot this guy, even though it didn't look like he has much. Maybe he has some ammo. I don't know what kind of vest he has, but it's probably shattered now. Now, the thing about playing aggressive, guys, is that it is a very, very valid strategy. A lot of players in this game will try to avoid gunfights to the very end. And then they'll lose. I mean, occasionally they win, but if you land and you loot and you avoid every gunfight, you make it to the top 10, and you die with 0 kills or just 1 or 2 kills, or even if you win the chicken dinner, you know, with 1 or 2 kills, it doesn't feel as good as winning a chicken dinner with double-digit kills, knowing that the whole time you push people, you pushed the gunfights, you forced them to happen, and you would not give people a break. You know, you got to think of yourself as the hunter and think of them as the prey. Now, in this situation, the prey can actually shoot back at you, so you have to be a little careful about that. So I've got this guy pinned on the tree. I'm not worried about this car. This is the second time he's driven by. I'm pretty sure he's just one of those drivers that's not going to get out. I decided to toss the grenade, which is good because it got him right there. So I always collect as many grenades as I can for situations like that. Tree-to-tree combat kind of sucks because people will get behind the tree and they just won't peek. It's hard to tell which side they're going to peek on, you know. A lot of different stuff involved there. So I just chuck a grenade at the tree and hope it does work for me. Now, when you're playing aggressive, you have to realize that there's different ways to play aggressive. You can't rush every single gunfight. You have to know when you have the advantage and when you don't have the advantage. For example, that guy that I saw through the window on the roof. I'm playing aggressive, but I had to wait for him because if I had changed my position, I would have lost track of him, and then he would have been an enemy very close to me that I didn't know where he was. Or he could have shot me while I was jumping through the window to go get him or walking out a door to go get him. So if you see an enemy and you can't necessarily get to them, just be aggressive from a distance. You know, as soon as they peek up, just take them out. But there is a big difference between playing aggressively and playing stupidly. If stupidly is a word. You know what I mean. So basically, you can rush and force people to have gunfights with you, even if they don't want to. And those are the best, because if you can tell a guy doesn't want to have a gunfight with you, it probably means he doesn't have much gunfight experience, and he's afraid to engage you. So go for it. You know, go for it. Now, at this point in time, I've looked at the map, and I saw that this bridge is going to be a big choke point. So I'm thinking about, let me shoot people out of cars as they come over the bridge. And this always works out pretty good if you have good aim. And I have been working on my aim with the controller. Yes, I do use a controller. I'm not a fan of people using keyboard and mouse on console unless it becomes officially supported someday, and who knows if that'll ever happen. So for now, I definitely use a controller. So I'm on the bridge. I got a car driving by. He crashes. I don't know. I was pretty calm about that one. I tried to stay calm because I knew he was going to jump out of his car. The last thing you want to do is start shooting all over the place and waste your bullets. So when they crash their car like that, I kind of just wait for them to hop out of the car, see where they are, and then, light them up as much as possible. Now this guy, driving past, wrecked his car, and almost got it blown up. I see him jump out right there and get a couple hits on him. Now this is a situation where you need to be super aggressive, because if you're in a choke point like this and there's nowhere to go, you do not want somebody being behind you and restricting your access to your exit, because this is my exit, the end of the bridge, when the blue finally pushes in. So I made a little mistake here thinking he was behind the truck, but he wasn't, or behind the camper, but he was actually behind that Jeep. So right there, I had to react incredibly fast after he started shooting me. And thank God he potatoed me, because I ran right past him and didn't see him. That's another thing about playing aggressive. You have to be very confident with your aim, because you're going to get into situations and there's going to be people where you don't expect them to be. Technically, the camper always has the advantage unless you know exactly where they are. If you know exactly where the camper is, you can take the upper hand. But if you're not sure, if you just think, oh, he's in this general area, then you've got to be really quick on your reaction time, and you've got to be really accurate with your aim. So far, we've gotten some good kills on this bridge. It's always a good idea to take the bridge over if there's a lot of people that need to drive over. Not only can you rack up a whole bunch of kills on the bridge, but it's a very strategic move because you take out enemies before they even have the chance to get across the bridge and set themselves up in a camping spot, which is what most people are going to do in this game, because just like playing aggressive is a valid strategy, camping is also a very valid strategy. So I've left the bridge, and I've heard some gunshots from this general direction. I've checked my map, and I see that the only thing out here is this one shed. So that tells me there's a guy using the shed as cover. Maybe he's inside the shed, maybe he's outside of it, but he's got to be around here somewhere. So I run up to the point where I can get a look at the shed, and sure enough, watch this. As soon as I peek over this ledge, I see the guy. He doesn't see me, he's taking cover from somebody else. Take him out. Easy kill. Now I'm up to 9 kills, and I'm thinking, man, there's only 12 people left. I'm going to play this one out as aggressive as possible. I've been going this long. Why not keep it going? The only loot I'm looking for at this point is more ammo to keep my 5.56 count up, medical supplies, and replacements for my vests and helmet. I've already replaced my helmet about 3 times in this match because I keep getting shot in the fucking head. So once again, I heard some gunshots coming from up in this area, and I see a guy stopped a Jeep and got out. He was an easy kill. You're going to hear a lot of people stopping their vehicles in the final circle to find cover, and this is a great time to get them, because when you hear that vehicle stop, they're probably not on the vehicle anymore, but they're probably very close to it. So it's a perfect time to be aggressive. They don't know the area. They just drove in here, but you've been controlling the area for a while. So think of yourself as having the advantage over anyone that drives up in a car and jumps out and doesn't know you're there. So this guy in the buggy, same thing. He drives right up here, and he decides to stop. And I can see him right there. So I start lighting him up before he even gets out of the buggy. And then I get him. He had nowhere to go. He wasn't sure where the shots were coming from, and by the time he figured it out, it was too late. Now we're on 11 kills, still playing very aggressive with only 9 people left total. And guess what? I just heard more sounds coming from over here. So I'm going to charge up here. There's a guy just jumped out of his Jeep. We get in a close quarters gunfight there, and he ends up getting wrecked. Those close quarters gunfights are anybody's game. It basically comes down to who sees who first, and if you both see each other at the same time, it's who has the better aim. So apparently that time I had the better aim, and I get to move on. And this part of the match was getting insane because I was just playing aggressive as possible, and I was thinking, you know what, there's 6 people left, maybe I should be a little more conservative, maybe I should play a little more defensive, but since nobody was really taking shots at me, I decided to be the guy that was going to push these gunfights. Almost all these guys were not interested in gunfighting with me. Even this guy, he knows where I was shooting him from, he has to. All right, check out these potato grenades. The first one is a little too low, so I'm like, let me go higher. Then it's too high. I'm like, fuck! And then the last one, I finally get it zeroed in. Now, I don't know why this guy decided to stay in the shed, but he did. he did. He was so afraid to gunfight that he wouldn't even come out of the shed. And you will run into those types of people sometimes where they will just basically let themselves die on the grenade. They'll sit there with the grenade at their feet just praying, oh, please, God, don't let it kill me. I don't want to get in a gunfight. And that's the kind of players that you can just run up on and take full advantage of. This guy started shooting at me. I didn't even know he was there. He started shooting at me, so I decided to push him because I've been pushing people so long in this match. I'm thinking to myself, let's just keep it going, So I chucked the grenade. I cooked it a little too long. It exploded on this side of the tree, but I'm also thinking he might not be at that tree anymore. He could have just backed off on the hill, and that's exactly what he did. So I was ready. I was ready for him to pop out somewhere, and he did. So another close quarters gunfight, and guy gets taken out. That red dot has been working great for me. Red dot and the holographic has been working great for those close quarters gunfights. Now this other guy was shooting at me right here, so I decided to lay down, heal up a bit, and look for him. And there he is. 3 people left. So 2 enemies. I am fully committed to this aggressive type gameplay now. So I'm not sure where the other guy is, but I know for sure that this guy that I was just shooting at is right by that house. Right by that house. So I'm taking cover on this side of the sniper tower, looking for him, and I decide to assume he's probably gone in that house. So let me run into the safe zone here. I don't want to be one of the guys getting stuck having to run out into the blue into enemy fire. So, and I'm also going to put a grenade into the shed because if people love to camp sheds, This time, nobody was in the shed. But there's a 50-50 chance. Maybe towards this end of the game, there's like a 70-30 chance that someone will be in that shed. So make sure you clear those sheds either in person or with a grenade. Now I'm thinking to myself, this guy has to come out the door. I haven't seen him move. The blue is pushing. He's going to have to come out the door. He doesn't want to because he probably knows I'm waiting. There he is. So he comes out the door just like I thought and ends up getting wrecked. Now we're on 15 kills. It is a 1v1, and I am pumped. I'm like, I'm going to find this guy, and I'm going to destroy him. I see him right there, and he doesn't take a shot at me, and I can kind of tell he's scared. This is 1v1. He's scared. Look at him. So I just decided to run up, and I'm just gonna third-person fire him because he's taking circles around the tree, and that is how it ended. Guys, I hope me walking you through my mindset in this game helps you be a more aggressive player. Remember to push those gunfights if you feel you have the advantage, and remember, the best way to practice your aim is to go into solo matches and just push gunfights as much as possible. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. See you later.